Morning everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So no real change, just a continued slow grind to the upside. We do have a bit of divergence here on one of the oscillators, but the trend is strong to the upside. What is concerning me with the DAX though is if you just draw your lines, you'll see a flag forming. And obviously that would be a bear flag, and your target is going to be 18,360 area. So that's just the one thing that is concerning me. And then the next thing that is concerning me obviously is that we are battling to clear. I just want to go to the weekly here. We're battling to clear this. It's not quite the all-time high, but it is the last area of resistance. And then we did get a lower low. So obviously from a textbook perspective, I should be looking for a pullback to form a higher low, which is going to give me more confidence that we're having the move to the upside. So at the moment, we're top of the weekly range. And then you've got the flag there on the hourly, on the 8 hour, and you can see the importance of the zone that we're in. So moral of this story is quite simple. I don't like jumping in long when I'm right at the top of something like this, because 9 times out of 10 it reverses, builds a base lower down, and then it gets going again. So it's very rarely just punches through a level of resistance on the first attempt. Normally it's 2 to 3 attempts, sometimes 4 and 5 before it actually breaks through. So with all that noise in your head, if you just have a look at price action for this week, it's been grinding higher. We could argue that if I do that, it becomes a channel, a tight channel, which is also very, very valid. But in my experience, first 2 fractals indicate the trend line, and that's the one that we're in. And then if you go first 2 fractals on the downside, so I could take those 2 there, or I could take these 2, but it doesn't really matter. So anyway, there's nothing here on the 3 hour either, and when we get down to the hour, it is chaos. We are still grinding higher, there's no 2 ways about that. And we did come back to try and test structure here at 18,655. Missed it a little bit, but we did get 2 pin bars early in the session. But this is not something I want to be jumping in on. Much prefer structure lower down. Now, if we look at the 15 minute, just have a look at that chaos. Not as bad as the S&P 500, but definitely confusion. Big ups, big down. We're just staying above the 150 EMA. So the line in the sand for me is this 18,655. If we do drop below this, I suspect this is going to turn out to be a flag, and we are going to look for structure lower down. Okay, so that's the one scenario. We do have 2 gaps at the moment on the charts, and we've got multiple gaps where price is at the moment. So pointless paying attention to them now, but we need to pay attention to them when the market opens. But for me, this is really a case of just sit back and wait. We're too close to overhead resistance, and that's big overhead resistance here at 18,795. Could round that off to 18,800. And then we've got way too much bearish structure also forming here when you look at it this way. So if we sort of form a lower high in this zone that we're in now, which is possible because there is a little bit of structure there, right where we are now at 18,710, and then we drop below the low of the morning, and then the drop below the low of 18,655, then I would expect us to drop down First target would be halfway through this flag, which is going to be somewhere in this area at 18,550. You can see there is structure here. Nice juicy pin bar here, right there. And then obviously your second level down, or your second target down, is going to be all the way down at 18,360 area. So that's that. The bullish case is quite simple. We could just build a base, jump up, reject the top level, come back, build a base on 18,710, and then try a second time to punch through 18,795. But once we're through 18,795, that is the all-time high. Oh, sorry, it's not. All-time high is slightly higher. It's up there at around 18,937. Once we're through that, it's clear sailing. So expect resistance, I think, is what I'm getting at. You are going to have resistance here, so don't get yourself frustrated. Rather wait for structure lower down. If we do break this flag to the downside, it's going to build, it's going to give you a great opportunity lower down, and that would be the opportunity to bring in some swing trades. But for today, I think I'm rather going to sit back and wait, because even a move to the downside is going to 340 points, get to the first target 80 points, and then 241 points. So yeah, that's kind of my view at the moment. I don't think, we're obviously waiting for a catalyst, and there will be data coming out, but when we like this is just confusion. I don't like getting involved in that. So we'll be sitting back and waiting for better structure, either a stronger ranged form, or we're going to punch through all these, well, not all of them, but just punch through the one that we're at now. Then you're definitely moving to 18,795. But price needs to break, come back and test it before we get into that. So that's kind of my view for today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.